Today we're going to look at solving quadratic equations that follow a very simple format. We'll see that they have a base squared, and that exponent of 2 is what will let us know that these are quadratics, equals some number. Okay. Now to solve these types of equations, our strategy is just to take the square root. So we're going to solve by the square root. All right, let's take a look at an example. Let's say that we have x, and x will be our base, squared, so we have that exponent of 2, equals some number, let's say 64. Okay. Now our strategy for getting x by itself is to undo that exponent of 2, which means that we will take the square root. So I'm just going to copy this over so we have a little more room to work. To get that x by itself, we take the square root. And of course, whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other. And now, we know the square root of x squared is just x. And on the other side, the square root of 64 is 8, but we have two solutions. We could have positive 8 or negative 8, and we'll see why in a moment. But to represent those two solutions, we can use this plus and minus symbol to show that our solutions are positive and negative 8. Another way you can write this is with set notation. With set notation, you list your solutions inside these curly brackets, so we can write it like this. Okay. Now let's see why the solution is both positive and negative 8. And to do that, whenever we're checking our solution to an equation, any type of equation, we take our solution and plug it in for the variable in the original equation. And if, when we simplify it, we get the same value on the other side, then we know that our solution was correct. So let's first start by plugging in the positive 8 for x. So instead of x, I write the positive 8, and then I have the square. I just copy that symbol down, and I want to see if it does give me the same thing on the other side. Well, 8 squared is equal to 64. So that solution is correct. Positive 8 does work. Now let's see if the negative 8, our other solution, works. I'm going to do the same thing, plug it in for the x. Negative 8. I'm going to put parentheses around this negative 8 to remind me to keep the negative sign with the 8. I have my squared, and let's see if that does equal 64. Well, negative 8 times negative 8 is a positive 64. So that one works as well. So we can see that both of our solutions work for this equation. And it's always a good idea to check your answer. And remember, whenever you see equations set up in this format, where you have a base equal to some number, the base squared equal to some number, you solve by taking the square root. In our next video, we'll take a look at an example where we still see the same format, but where we have a little bit more going on with the base other than just an x. I'll see you next time.